Welcome to the Echoes of the Past, where we explore stories that shaped civilization and continue to echo through our modern lives. I'm your host, Hannah Alvina Maranatha, with student number 123241053.
And I'm Gitar Septawijaya with student number 123241051.
And I'm Rika Leunupun. My student number is 1234045.
And today we're diving into one of the most epic tales from the heart of medieval Europe, the Nibelungen. This legendary saga is rich with dragons, Cersei, treasure, betrayal, and revenge. But beyond the fantasy lies a mirror to human nature and cultural identity. So now I have an idea about the Nibelungen drafts from a tapestry of Norse mythology and Germanic heroic legends rooted deeply in oral traditions and heroic tales. The story weaves in supernatural elements, tragic battles, and moral complexities set against and the backdrop of medieval Europe, the tale doesn't just entertain, it reflects the political and social dynamics of the time. Chivalry, kingship, and honor all play crucial roles in the relationship and conflicts described in the poem. And beyond storytelling, the Nibelungen Lied offered medieval audiences both entertainment and ethical reflection, embedding itself and the cultural physique of the time.
For me, Kriemhild, Hagen, and courtly tragedy. Siegfried's love for Kriemhild begins as a tale of joy and splendor, the perfect courtly romance. But beneath the glittering surface of the loyal court tension simmers Hagen and calculating and a loyal advisor to the Burgundian kings. Sees Siegfried as a threat, his solution, betrayal in cold and calculated move. Hagen murders Siegfried during an hunting trip, striking him down while he is defenseless. Uh, Kriemhild is devastated, but her grief soon hardens into something darker. Fangan says. She marries again, this time for power, and patently orchestrates her revenge. Years later, uh, that foe ignites a bloody reckoning. What begins a personal tragedy ends in political catastrophe as loyalty fracture and kingdoms fail. In the word of the Nibelungen, love turns deadly and revenge consumes everything in its path. Then for me, at its core, the Nibelungen is not just a medieval epic. It is a mirror that reflects the timelessness of human struggle. It delves into the themes that we still struggle with today: heroism, love, betrayal, and destiny. Let's start with heroism and honor. In this world, courage is not only admired but also expected. Characters put loyalty and reputation above their own safety. Courage becomes currency, and honor is everything. However, this is begs the question: when does honor cross the line into self distractions, then love and betrayal? The two are closely intertwined. Love brings strength and meaning, but it can also plant the seeds of destructions. Passion turns into obsession, and betrayal is not far behind. Especially in this story, where broke trust becomes the spark for revenge, and finally, fate is everywhere in characters. In the Nibelung, the characters fight, plan, and love, but there's always something bigger looming. The feeling that their path has already been written. It is paint a picture of tragedy that thrills inevitable, and this brings us to hunting question: Are we ever truly free, or are we just walking a predetermined path? Kok habis sih? Are we ever truly free, or are we just walking predetermined path for ahead for us?
So now I want to talk about the longer and more detailed version of focusing only on the key characters from the Nibelungen Lied. So the key characters of the Nibelungen Lied serve as the emotional and thematic pillars of the epic, each representing a complex blend of heroism, loyalty, love, ambition, and tragedy. Then at the heart of the story is Siegfried, the prince of Shantan, a heroic figure whose legendary feats, such as slaying the dragon Fafnir, bathing in its blood to gain near invisibility, and acquiring the immense treasure of the Nibelungs, elevate him to mythic status. And his character is a symbol of youthful strength, then confidence and idealism. Yet beneath his heroic exterior lies a profound vulnerability. He is both emotionally trusting and physically flawed, with a single vulnerable spot on his back. Then his marriage to Kriemhild brings joy and unity, but also plants the seeds of jealousy and political tension. His tragic death at the hands of someone he trusted marks a turning point in the narrative, shifting the tone from heroic epic to grim tragedy. And then from another character, I want to move to what's his name? Kriemhild. So Kriemhild is Siegfried's wife and the sister of King Gunther, who experiences the most dramatic transformation in the epic. Initially introduced as a beautiful and gentle princess, she embodies courtly virtue and romantic idealism. However, the murder of Siegfried shatters her world, and her grief slowly turns into an all-consuming desire for revenge. Her character evolves into a figure of tragic grandeur. It's like no longer just a mourning widow, but a strategist willing to sacrifice anything for justice. And her calculated second marriage to King Etzel of the Huns is not driven by love, but also by an opportunity. She uses her new positions of power to orchestrate the downfall of her brother and Hagen. In doing so, Kriemhild becomes both a victim of fate and an agent of destruction, a woman whose pain reshapes the destiny of nations. Okay, and the next character is Hagen of Thrones, the most complex and controversial figure in the epic. Is a warrior bound by feudal loyalty but driven by a harsh code of honor and political foresight. Fiercely loyal to King Gunther and the Burgundian kingdom, Hagen justifies Siegfried's murder as a necessary act to protect his lord and prevent a shift in power. Also, yet his actions are also marked by pride and ruthlessness. He deceives Kriemhild, betrays Siegfried, and later refused to reveal the location of the Nibelungen treasure, even under threat. Hagen's stoic, unrepentant character makes him both a villain and a tragic anti hero. He is a man who chooses duty over morality and faces the consequences with unwavering resolve even when it leads to his death. And so for the fourth character is King Gunther, if I'm not forgotten. Yes, King Gunther. So, ruler of Burgundy and brother to Kriemhild is often portrayed as a weak and indecisive monarch. Though he seeks to maintain authority and order, his reliance on Hagen and his inability to control the tensions within his court contribute significantly to the unraveling of peace. Yes, his role in the deception of Brunhild, whom he marries with Siegfried's help, like triggers a chain reaction of mistrust and revenge. And then Gunther's failure to stand firmly for justice, especially in the aftermath of Siegfried's death, then marks him as a passive enabler rather than a bold leader. Ultimately, he becomes a victim of the very politics he struggled to control. And then the next character is Brunhild, so the proud and powerful queen whom Gunther seeks to marry. She is another significant character whose pride and sense of honor clash fatality with the deceit used to win her hand and deceived into believing Gunther bested her in strength. So when it was her strength is when it was actually Siegfried using his magic cloak, then she feels humiliated and betrayed, particularly by Kriemhild's eventual revelation of the truth. And then her outrage fuels the rivalry between the two women, which indirectly leads to Siegfried's death. Though she fades from the narrative after this point, Brunhild's presence looms large as a symbol of wounded pride and the dangerous consequences of manipulation. Together, these characters form, from the Nibelungen Lied, the backbone of the Nibelungen Lied, yes, it embodying a different facet of the epic's exploration of human nature, like maybe strength and weakness, love and hatred, and then loyalty and betrayal, pride and vengeance. I don't know. So through their intertwined destinies, the poem paints a haunting picture of how personal emotion and political ambitions collide, leading to irreversible tragedy. So I think that's a character from the Nibelungen Lied from me.
So now I'm gonna talk about the Nibelungen Lied didn't stay trapped in medieval manuscripts because its themes inspired Richard Wagner's famous ring cycle operas and turning the epic into grand spectacle. Modern films and novels have reinterpreted it again and again, reflection its timelessness, the story's deep roots in German culture, also influenced literature, philosophy, and even national identity, particularly during periods of the history.
Now, for segment 6, I want to talk about the modern interpretations of the Nibelungen Lied that focus on the emotional and psychological depth of its characters, especially figures like Kriemhild, who is often reimagined as a complex woman shaped by grief and injustice. Also, contemporary retellings explores themes like trauma, revenge, and power through fresh lenses, such as feminism or moral ambiguity, making the epic more relatable today. From opera and literature to fantasy and pop culture, the story continues to inspire new forms of storytelling that keep its timeless messages alive. So, and then the example of the modern interpretation, such as Wagner's Ring Cycle, it's an opera inspired by the myth, and then Fritz Lang's film movie in 1924. So it's a silent movie adaptations back then. And then the next is TV series for 2004. It's like kind of modern retelling. And then also fantasy works influence stories like The Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's the modern interpretations of this.
The Nibelungen legacy is more than an ancient tale. It's a mirror to human ambition, love, and destruction. What can we learn from it today?
So today we've learned a lot about the theme, character, modern interpretation, and any more, such as history and tragedy about the legacy of Nibelungen.
Thanks for tuning into the origins of the Nibelungen legend. If you love mythology, legends, and timeless stories, don't forget to always looking for history. I'm Hena Elvina.
I'm Peter Septiawijaya.
I'm Marika Lemupon.
See you in the next episode. Bye.